So our mini lesson today is going to be about flying geese. So there are a couple ways to make flying geese. This is the most straightforward way. Now we have our rectangle. You'll see that I have fabric cut up, ready to cut up for more. Here's a finished one. This is a flying geese. So when you're thinking about flying geese, a lot of patterns will refer to the geese, which is going to be the large triangle, and the sky, which is the outside triangles. So keep that in mind. I'm going to set that aside. So we need a rectangle and two smaller squares. I already marked this one, but the first thing you do to make your flying geese is going to be to mark your smaller square. So I just have a water soluble and air soluble purple marker. And I have tested this one out. It's tried and true to mark on white. So you do, every time you get a new kind of marker, test it out. A little extra piece there of advice. So the first thing we're going to do is line up one square on one side of the rectangle. Now, see, it should fit right inside the triangle. If you like to, you can pin here and take it over to your sewing machine. We have sewn from corner to corner. And what we're going to do now is trim. We're going to trim that edge about 1/4 inch away from the seam. I just use scissors for this part because no one's going to see it. There we are. And then we press open. So I'm going to take this over to my ironing board and I'm going to press it open. Then we take our second square and we line that up on the far side of the rectangle. Feel free to pin here if you like. So it fits perfectly inside the rectangle. If I don't move it, there we go. And then again, we're going to stitch right down that purple line from corner to corner. Okay, we have a straight stitch from corner to corner. We're going to trim again about 1/4 inch away from the seam. Snip. And we're going to press that open. Here's our flying goose. Now to trim, so there is our trimmed flying goose, ready to sew onto our block. Now, if you notice, this one has a bit of a rumpled corner. My machine likes to eat little pieces of fabric. So one way I avoid doing that, and as you can see, I changed it over here, is I make a smaller stitch. So the smaller the square or piece of fabric that I'm sewing, the smaller my stitch will be. So not teeny tiny, but a couple millimeters smaller, it won't eat the fabric. So if yours is doing that, that might be something to try. So the most efficient way to make multiple flying geese is to chain piece. So you don't want to make them one at a time like I just showed you. What's easiest to do is to cut your squares and your rectangles. Now I've made half of the rectangles I need right here, just because my son's nap time is coming to a close. If you know anything, you know when you have a toddler, everything revolves around nap time. So I've got half of them made, or cut, I mean. And what I'm going to do is just take these over to the sewing machine and I'm going to chain stitch them by putting a square, on each rectangle on one side and do all of them at the same time. Then I'll press and I'll trim and press them all open. Then I'll come back and I'll do the other side. Now I'm comfortable sewing from corner to corner in a small square like this without marking them, but if you are new to sewing, quilting, I do suggest you mark them, like I showed you with these two, or with this one. So I'm going to take my squares over to my sewing machine. I'll show you the result. Here we are with our first square. Now when we chain piece, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by chain piece. I'm going to adjust this real quick. Let's go from corner to corner. Ah, see, ate my fabric. Just the length? Okay. Here we go. Also, if your machine is eating your fabric starting about 1/8 of an inch or maybe even 1/4 inch in and then back stitching can also help. That's from a little bit of experience. Okay. Here we go. Now, I did my first one, grabbing my second one. This is how you chain piece. You're going to take your square. You don't lift your pressure foot until, well, for me, I like to push mine up just a little bit just to get it started. If you're an expert, you can actually stick it in there as it's sewing. So see if we can get that to focus better. The corner of my last square, and the next square is lined up with the mark where my needle is about to be. And the feed dogs will just bring it in. There we go. And the next one. Grab the next square, line it up. Like I said earlier, if you're new to quilting and you're not comfortable sewing corner to corner to corner, make sure you mark your squares first. Here we go. Just tuck it under and now you can make this even faster by pre-pinning your little squares. I'm gonna have to redo that one. I'm going to trim my thread, which I'm looking at a machine that does that for me. Pull it out. See? It makes a chain of stitched squares. So here we are chain pieced. All we got to do is cut them apart. Trim 1/4 inch apart. Press open and take our next square, line it up on that side, chain piece the rest, and before you know it, you'll have plenty of flying geese ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this mini lesson. Have a great rest of your day.